I have an old ampersand new pair of identical style/size boots. The 5-year-old pair were and still are very comfortable all day on concrete floor. No break-in required except for a couple of quick lace eyelet failures. The old pair have stayed together ampersand decently waterproof. They were made in Vietnam. The new pair, again same size ampersand style, were made in China. After wearing less than an hour the inside of my heels began to burn and on the way to blistering. I compared dial caliper measurements of the heel width ampersand, found the Chinese model heel 1/8 ampersand -34 more narrow than the old pair ampersand, explains a correspondingly smaller upper. Outsourcing to the cheapest manufacturer isn't always the best option if you want to maintain your reputation. If I wanted cheap, there's a Wally World on every corner, same boot at half price, minus the label, but hey, they cut that corner too. No Timberland embroidery stitching in the tongue, anything to save a buck. Disappointed.
I want to preface this review by saying I do not usually review items unless I am extremely impressed either positively or negatively. For the Timberland white ledge boots the feeling is the latter. These boots might be okay for a casual hike or two but cannot hold up to daily repetitive use. I purchased these boots on November 8, 2017 for daily use at work. I am on my feet 8 hours a day walking and interacting with customers and wanted something a little more supportive than #34 running shoes #34. In that area these boots are great, comfortable, supportive, and my feet were not sore or tired at the end of a day, but after less than 2 weeks of use the front toe area where the leather upper meets the thicker rubber part of the sole started to separate. Within 4 weeks the boots were completely unusable due to the worsening of the separation. Thinking I might have gotten a pair with weak glue, I purchased another pair, but after 2 weeks the new pair is also doing the same. This is happening on both feet with daily use. Just walking. I am not in construction or hiking on rough rocks yet. The toe area cannot stay together. I have heard Timberland has a 1-year warranty if the boots fail during normal use, but considering this has happened to 2 pairs both within a month of daily use, I would not recommend unless you potentially want to be replacing your boots every month.
I am very sad to say that Timberland quality seems to be falling off a cliff as of late. These are not leather, but a synthetic material that does not age well, and while synthetic is in the item description, what is not listed is the poor craftsmanship, lack of attention to details, and terrible quality control. Please see my photos and ask yourself, 1. How could these pass inspection? And 2. How could Timberland sign off on this, put their name on these? Mind you, these photos are not of boots that were worn and frayed. These photos are of the boots straight off the box, just as you see here. The stitching is all over the place, the waterproof tab sewn through and crooked. I used to be willing to pay good money for Timberlands because you knew you were getting rugged, American-made footwear with a tradition of craftsmanship. Sadly, this is not the case with Timberland anymore, as these are made in China from synthetic materials and bear no resemblance of Timberland of even 10 years ago.
These are the most comfortable pair of boots I have owned. However, the quality of the boot seems a bit to be desired. I ordered a pair on October 27, 2017. Loved them. However, within a couple months they were no longer waterproof. Then I started noticing them falling apart as you see in the pictures. I got another pair in Dec 2017 and another pair in May of 2018, thinking that maybe I got a bad batch or something. Nope, all 3 pairs are showing signs of falling apart, no longer waterproof, etc. I know I'm not buying a pair of Red Wings or Denvers, but I would expect these to last longer than a few months.
Nice looking boot, although did not even get to lace up. Put door in, felt great. Pull the laces to tie the boot and top right eyelet pulls right out. Seems I am not the first. Timberline used to be great brand. I guess I was hoping the many bad review were not going to be me. The rivet for the eyelet is about as cheap looking as they get. Definitely not state hiking worthy.
I read electric meters and walk an average of 6.5 hours per day. Some of my routes consist of mostly driving
moving from house to house, but I still have to get out of my truck and walk to the meter. Other routes are entirely walking. I have wide feet and high arches. I need comfortable boots that are waterproof and provide ankle support. I had previously purchased a more expensive version of the Timberland boots, and they hold up relatively well. The attached photos are what the boots look like after just under 6 months of use. I tried to take the cheap way out. Not only did these boots not hold up, they also consistently rubbed the tops of my toes raw. The more expensive Timberlands never did this. 6 months later I'm buying another expensive pair of boots. Unfortunately, while the Timberland boots only last for me for about 6 to 9 months, 6 months for the cheapies, 9 months for the more expensive ones, they are the only ones that are tolerably comfortable for my feet with the amount of walking that I do.
First, after many years wearing Timberland boots to work on construction, I decided to buy another style of boots with lower price. Supposedly they are waterproof, but my opinion is that for a moderate rain they hold the water out, but not for all day long. Second, I do not know how this happened, but the second day of use when I realized there was a broken grommet and there are a second one about to come of, I honestly do not recommend these boots for construction works. Cheap goes expensive.